Hey guys, it's James.
And it's your favorite girl, Jay.
I can't explain what you do to me. Alright guys, today we are back with another video. What are we doing today?
Another eat and chill, because we love to eat, obviously. Talking about what it's like to be in an interracial marriage and what it's like being married to each other. And this is something that people were quite curious about, so we're excited to answer some questions.
Before we get started in this video, be sure to subscribe, like, and
comment down below what you want us to do next, what you guys like to see, and just what you want us to do. Yeah, in general.
Yeah. Alright y'all, so we are doing an eating show today. We brought it back a little bit to how we used to eat Wingstop back in the day, which is our favorite food. So we got a little bit of Wingstop here, and what else do we have, baby?
We got some fries. We have the honey high. If you guys haven't had the honey high from Wingstop yet, definitely go get that. And then we have some Wingstop fries here, and then we also made some homemade fries. So
yes.
We are fry people here. We love to eat fries, so why not have more?
Alright, yeah, let's go ahead and dive in a little bit and get some food. But the first thing that we wanted to share with you guys is just a little bit about us. We've been together for how long, dude?
Whew, man, if you're talking about going way back, we've been together for 10 years. Such a really, really, really long time. We've known each other for almost half our lives. Mm-hmm. It's really crazy when you think about it that way, but we've been together for 10 years. We've been married for almost 2 years. We'll be going on 2 years in October. Super exciting. And yeah, we're high school sweethearts.
Yes, yeah. 10 years is such a long time, and being married for 2 years has been honestly crazy.
Yeah.
We faced a lot of different challenges throughout our relationship, but marriage is a whole different story. Being married has been amazing. However, there's been kind of, when it comes to interracial marriage, it's kind of the same, but it's not at the same time. And
yeah, I mean, you definitely get the stares. Two completely different backgrounds. People who don't even know you, who have something to say, and it can really be challenging sometimes. Like, what does being in a interracial marriage mean to you? Like how do you define that experience?
So I'll go first answering that question. Being in an interracial marriage is actually, it means a lot to me. And the reason why it means a lot is because so many different things that ties into one. And that's the beauty about being married, aside from being in an interracial marriage, just being married in general. Two different people, two different backgrounds combining into one. And that's honestly been the best thing.
Yeah. And I'm just going to piggyback here off of what James said. It's two different backgrounds, two different cultures, two different everything merging into one. And the way I see it, it's not what you're used to, right? What you are used to growing up as a child and what you're familiar with. It's about being open to perspective and being open to another person's world, which I love because it's not just familiarity. To me, I see it as like seeing a whole new perspective of things. Yeah. And I love that.
Yeah.
Learning his background, learning his culture, learning his foods and language. It's fun.
Yeah. And that's one of the most amazing things about it. For those who are in an interracial relationship, or even in an interracial marriage, and for those that are not, you know, it's one of those things, y'all, where it's so many differences between both individuals. And like, for example, for myself, the biggest thing we'll dive into what the differences are, obviously the background, and how we were raised in our upbringing. For myself, there were a lot of differences, and the first one being, that is the craziest thing, is that I eat food that's being left out. It sounds weird, bro. It sounds weird. I swear, it sounds weird. It sounds weird. Even for the holidays, it's a little bit more weird as well.
Yeah.
And on top of that, also on the spirituality part of it as well. My parents are Buddhist and they have different beliefs than Jada's, and it's definitely was very different trying to tie that in because there were certain things that my family would celebrate on certain dates. Like one of those things is like celebrating the Day of the Dead for us. So we'll make like, if you guys know anything about...
Wait, you guys celebrate that?
Yeah. For us, it's like for example, my grandparents, even my dad, he'll cook a whole meal. And I don't know if it's a Viet thing, cook a whole meal, and then we'll go outside and we'll burn fake money for our aunt and sisters just to celebrate their life. And that was one of the weirdest things for me coming into an interracial relationship with Jada where she doesn't do that. And also for marriage, when it comes to Viet people getting married, we used to give out a whole pig, a whole deep fried pig, y'all. A whole deep fried pig. Our marriage, we didn't have that. And it was different.
Yeah.
How about yourself, baby? Like, is there any differences or upbringings that was different compared to how it is for me?
So what I would say as far as differences, babe, I grew up in a very tight-knit, family-orientated family where we did literally everything together. And something that I've seen being a part of his family now is it wasn't really the same. And I would say they're family-orientated to a certain extent, but in our household, it was completely different.
Yeah, and I definitely do agree. I think that was one of the differences that made me better as a man and also as a husband as well. Is because growing up, and we're not talking about like my aunts, my uncles, we're talking about just strictly like me, my mom, my sister, my little brother. Growing up, there was a bit of that disconnect of where we wasn't really like brotherly. Well, I wasn't really like brotherly or sisterly where my sister could call me or I could call my little brother and my sister and be on FaceTime for 3 hours, you know? And
that's something that we do, I'll say. That's something my family do.
And seeing that connection with Jada's family, with how she's able to call her mom on FaceTime, maybe on FaceTime for 2 hours.
Even if we're just sitting in silence.
Or calling her sister to be on FaceTime for 2 hours. I never did that. For me, it was more of like, if I called you, mom or dad, yo, I need some money. I need some bread. Like, can you send me $100, you know? But being with Jada these last 10 years has been really eye-opening, like, for me, because it helped me grow as a husband, you know? And me seeing that with Jada and her family has really helped me improve not only my relationship with my mom and my sister and my little brother, but just my relationship with my entire family. Calling them and saying, hey, this is random, but I miss you. And they're like, okay, James, like, what do you want? Bro, I'm just calling to say what's up. How you doing? How's the kids? How's the family doing? What'd you eat for dinner? And it's crazy, y'all, because they're so shocked. They are so shocked, including my aunts and my uncles. They'll sit down on the phone with me, and they'll be like, yo, like, what do you want? And I'm just sitting here, I'm just like, I'm having a 10-minute conversation, like, yo, what'd you eat today? And they're just like, okay, get to the point. What do you want? And I'm like, bro, I don't want nothing. But seeing you with your family like that, it has really made me better. And I am so excited to be able to have that type of relationship with my kids, with our kids.
Yeah.
And yeah, that was one of the biggest differences I would say that played a huge impact on my life as a man and also my life now transitioning into a husband. Even though we've been married for 2 years, but it's still, you know, transition. Yeah.
So I gotta state the obvious here. And it's a question that people are wondering. Clearly, I mean, pretty obvious. AMBW couple. When we're out in public, do we get a lot of stares? And how does that make you feel?
That's a great question. Let me sit up, fix my shirt, get everything aligned with the vision. But we do get a lot of stares. And that is one thing, y'all, when you guys are in an interracial relationship or in an interracial marriage, people will look at y'all and be like, what the hell? It's crazy. In America, the norm is a little bit, okay, you know, they'll look, going, okay. When y'all go out of the States, y'all, they look at us like, what the hell are y'all doing?
Yeah, like, I'll piggyback off that a little bit. Yes, we definitely get a lot of stares. And it's so funny because we go in public. I just know that we're gonna get looked at. We always get looked at every single time we go in public, you know? And it doesn't really make me feel a type of way. At this point, it's something I'm just used to. You know, there are some people who will be like offended, like, oh my God, why are they looking at us? But to me, I'm kind of just used to it at this point. But I will say there was a time we were dating. We were in California. We were on Hollywood Boulevard. We were on Hollywood Boulevard or whatever that crazy street is. There was a guy on the street. We were walking together holding hands, and he called me a traitor. He was like, and he cursed me out a little bit, but he said I was a traitor for dating outside of my race. And I still remember that to this day because he got into an argument with him afterwards, but we're not going to get into that. He called me a traitor, and I was like, wow, that really how people feel?
Yeah.
And that's honestly really crazy to think that people really feel offended. Which, I mean, like, to a certain extent, I can understand some people's anger or confusion or whatever, but it's honestly really crazy how now in this day and age, people are, like, offended by something like that. But as far as going out the country, like he mentioned before, it was a little interesting being an interracial couple walking around in Korea and Japan. I'm not going to lie. When we were in Korea together, holding hands, walking down the street, there was only one other AMBW couple I saw. I remember we were walking somewhere. I think we were passing our Airbnb. We were going to some store, and I saw an AMBW couple. And she looked at me. She was like, "Oh my God, my people are here." I don't know. It just felt like it felt nice to see other people like us. But they were holding hands. And we were walking past, I think they were going to a coffee shop, and she looked at me. And remember, I was like, Jay, look. I was telling him, like, oh, look, another AMBW couple. They look really cute, by the way. But we definitely get the stares. Yeah. And it's definitely, you can recognize that even more out the country. In Japan, I don't think we really got, I mean, we probably did get the stares like that. But I think it was more in Korea, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
It was definitely a lot more in Korea.
And it's crazy because, like, if you guys are in an interracial relationship in America, right? Even if you're white and black, Asian white, Asian black, Hispanic white, Hispanic black, whichever the case may be, whichever combination it is. It sounds crazy to say combination, but in America, it's normalized. You'll walk to some Macy's and see an interracial relationship. Or you'll walk into a Target and see an interracial couple. Mm-hmm. And
you think it's normal.
It's normal.
Yeah.
But then it's crazy because going back to our experience in Korea, I remember we were in Hongdae. That's where our Airbnb was. We were at a convenience store.
Oh my God.
And it was me, Jada, Jordan, which is her twin, and Jalen, which is my best friend. We walk into this convenience store. I forgot the name of it, but you guys would see it in the blog.
Q something. Yeah. Q something.
Y'all, this lady followed us around throughout the whole store. First off, and her homie, which was behind the register, was eye glued to her screen like she was playing Tetris. And it was the craziest experience ever. And the reason why it's crazy, it's not even the fact that we got followed. It was just the fact that when I came solo by myself without Jada, they did not follow me around. I walked in and she said hi to me. She waved. She smiled. She ended up, I don't know if she was on Facebook, whatever she was. She did not give two rats ass about the little screen that was right beside her. I walked in and she was cool. But then 2 days later, when I had walked back with my homie Jalen, that was a different story. And it was just crazy. It's just weird to see. So, all in all, to answer your question, it does make me feel a type of way. In America, it's not too crazy, but when we go overseas, it's a totally different experience. And I'm sure that you guys can relate as well with those that are in an interracial relationship. Not just AMBW, just interracial period.
Yeah.
I know y'all feel a little bit weird too. So, really quick, comment down below, like, how has that made you guys feel as well?
Yeah.
I'm very curious to hear. So comment down below.
And I do want to say something else about that, like when we were in Korea. And we're going to do another story time about our experience in Korea and how we liked it and, you know, what we didn't like. So stay tuned for that because that's coming. And the Japan version is coming as well. But quickly, while we're still on this topic, I remember asking him, I was like, babe, how does that make you feel knowing that people are like judging us or looking at us side-eye because you're with me? Because you're with a group of black people, you know, me, my sister, and her boyfriend. How does that make you feel? And the crazy thing is, we were at like a luggage store getting another suitcase before we leave that trip. And the guy was really nice to us too, which is really cool. But he was like, he pointed out to James, he was like, oh, are you Korean? You have a Korean face. You look Korean. Like, he was treating him so nice, like treating him with the utmost respect because he looked Korean. He looked like his own people. And that was a crazy thing. I was like, they definitely did treat him a lot better because he's Asian than they treated me and my sister. And I was like, babe, how does that make you feel? Every store we walked into, even the shoe store in Korea, we were getting followed, and it was crazy. Like, do they just have that type of prejudice? I don't know. I'm not going to just sit here and make excuses for other people, but yeah, that experience in Korea was definitely different.
Yeah,
for sure. Not happened in Japan, I will say that, but that's coming another time.
So going from being boyfriend and girlfriend into marriage has been insane. It's kind of crazy because people ask, yo, is there a difference between being a boyfriend and girlfriend and being husband and wife? And there is. There definitely is. I would say, like, one of the biggest things that I love about being married, honestly, is just knowing that my wife is at home waiting for me when I get off work.
I am.
It's so funny because aside from her being at home, like, waiting for me, I guess my favorite thing about being married is to be able to say my wife. That's literally it. That's literally it, y'all. It's just being able to say, oh yeah, like, my wife. I'll be mid conversation with either somebody at the store, somebody at work, or just anybody. I'm like, yeah, bro, hey, like, my wife is actually at home. I actually gotta go. Or I'll catch myself mid conversation with somebody that knows Jada for like 7 years. One of my best friends, Darren, that knows Jada for 7 years. I'm like, yeah, bro, you know, hey, like, my wife's calling me, I'm about to go have dinner with my wife. He's like, James, you mean Jada? The person that I've known for like the last couple years that you guys have stayed with us, you mean Jada? I was like, oh crap, bro, my bad. It's just a my wife thing. So that's been one of my favorite things, is being able to say, oh, my wife this.
Yeah.
My wife that. Oh, my wife might not. I like that. Actually, bro, my wife is allergic to that. That's been my favorite thing.
My wife won't like that.
Yeah.
My wife don't want to go there.
Yeah, that's been, and it's crazy because when I say my wife, like, if I'm like talking to somebody or I'm hanging out with somebody, yeah, bro, I gotta get on to my wife. Everything is like, oh yeah, bro, you're right, go ahead. But if it was like, yo, bro, I gotta get home to my girlfriend, they're like, bro, does she control your life? It's totally different.
Yeah.
I'm sure you guys could relate. It's totally different. It's crazy.
It really is. And what I would say about that is, my favorite thing is when you get married, that level of commitment is different. Mm-hmm. And I'll say different as in, like, I don't know, I think at some point your relationship gets even better. Like, this man is my best friend for life. I don't want to do anything without him. Literally. You can ask my sister, everybody. I don't want to go out the house. I don't want to do nothing. I don't want to go anywhere without him. If he's not coming, I don't want to go. This is my best friend. Literally. We have so much fun together. We have so much respect for each other. We have so much respect for our marriage. And we just have so much fun, so much laughter. We enjoy each other's presence. And it's crazy because some people are like, don't you get tired of being with that person like 24/7? No. Why would I get tired of being with my husband? And like he said, he loves saying my wife. I love saying my husband. Even though some people don't believe me because they're like, oh, how old are you? It's crazy. But I love just saying my husband. I love being with my husband, and he's my best friend. So that's one of my favorite things about being married, because that level of commitment and that bond, it just gets like tighter.
Yeah. That's been one of my, like, that's another favorite thing of mine as well, is being able to have that bond and just know that that's your person.
Yeah.
And like she was saying, that people are like, boy, you married? I'm like, if you like it, then you should have put a ring on it, baby, you know? Even for her, like, they're like, wait, you're married? No way. And then they see the ring on her finger. Show them your ring. They see the ring on her finger, and they're like, oh.
They don't believe me. It's crazy, because, like, my job, I'm like, oh, yeah, my husband, blah, blah, blah. They're like, oh, your boyfriend. I don't know if because they used to think I look so young. They're like, how old are you? And then when I say my husband, they'll piggyback and be like, oh, so what's your boyfriend's name? I'm like, you heard me say husband. I don't know if they think that I'm lying or what, but it's honestly really funny. It's funny. And it's funny when I introduce them, like, yeah, this is my husband, James, you know? And they see the ring, they're like, oh, she's serious.
They're like, oh, it's legit.
Yeah.
It's legit.
They're like, wait, how old are you? I'm like, I'm old, baby. Don't worry.
Don't worry about it. With that being said, I'm really curious to hear, because she never vocalizes it, y'all, but I'm sure Jada definitely sees some cultural shocks. Babe, like, what has been one of the biggest cultural shocks for you, being in an AMBW relationship and even an AMBW marriage?
I think the biggest culture shock for me was celebrating Chinese New Year's. Like, I've never celebrated Chinese New Year's until I started dating him. So every Chinese New Year's, I would spend it with his family, and they do the cutest thing ever. They have these red envelopes that they would give out to people with money in it. And I remember receiving my red envelopes from his mom, his grandma, his aunties, and it's such a good feeling knowing that you're involved in something like that, something so special. I absolutely love celebrating Chinese New Year's with his family, and they have food, music. It's such a good time. It's such a good vibes. I mean, honestly, it's always like that with his family, because they know how to party. They know how to party. But celebrating Chinese New Year's was definitely the biggest culture shock for me, because I've only always seen it in like movies, you know, and TV shows with, you know, other Asians, but it's different actually being a part of it, and I love it. What about you?
I could definitely see the culture shock for that, because if y'all know anything about Chinese New Year's, until my Vietnamese brothers and sisters out there, if y'all know anything about that, bro, we be turning up.
They definitely do.
We be turning up, bro, for real. And I remember bringing Jada over and having you experience that with my family. It was just like, it was so different, but it was so special at the same time. So special at the same time. My mom will have on her duck outfit. My grandma will have on her duck outfit. My aunties will have on their duck outfit, and
I want one.
Yeah.
I gotta find one.
And I remember when Jada got the red envelope. This is when we were like super young. We were at my grandma's house at the time.
We were dating too. We weren't even married.
She's like, "Oh, babe, but what's this?" I was like, "Open it up, check it out." She opened it up. I think it was like a $50 bill. She was like, "Oh my God, what is this?" I was like, "Yo, this is what we do for Chinese New Year."
Yeah.
And doing that, playing a Balco, which is a Vietnamese game.
The gambling game, right?
Where we roll some dice and put some money on some animals. It was so cool to be able to share that experience with you.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of being in an interracial marriage and in an interracial relationships, being able to share so many different experiences with Jada.
With each other, yes.
With Jada. And for me, there were some cultural shocks for me, but growing up being in Chicago, there was a lot of things that I was just kind of used to. So there wasn't really a big culture shock for myself. But it is awesome to hear from Jada, to hear her cultural shock, right?
Yeah. Definitely going back to the Chinese New Year's, being taught how to say,
Say what?
I remember taking the red envelope from his grandmother, and because his grandmother speaks full-on Vietnamese. I mean, I'm probably gonna butcher it because we live in Texas now, so we haven't been home for the last Chinese New Year's. But is it like I remember him teaching me, and his mom, his aunties, they would all teach me how to say it. Chukmung namui.
Yeah.
Chukmung namui, and then I would get
Namui?
the namui.
Yeah, but you said with namui, like namui in Vietnamese means 50. Namui.
Chukmung namui.
Mui? I'm
Mui?
sorry. Yeah. I'm sorry, I'll butcher this one.
Yeah, like Happy New Year, you know, whatever. And I would get the envelope from his grandma, she would start smiling and laughing, like this girl. I love it though.
You know, one thing I can say though about marriage that has taught me, it definitely showed me a different perspective for love. Different perspective for love. Growing up and being in relationships in the past, and also being in a relationship with Jada, I've learned a lot about myself. And I would say that's one of the most beautiful things about being married. It's just learning that love has different meanings to it. Love is not just a feeling, y'all. It's actually a verb. The things that you do show somebody that you love them. You can say, oh man, I love you with all my life. I love you with all my life. But then there's certain little things that I would do to show Jada that I love her.
Yeah.
And that's what being married has taught me. In a relationship, I was just like, yeah, man, I love you for sure. But then now being a husband, it's like, hey, I love you. But then after, we say I love you so many times from relationships to marriage where you're just like, okay, I get it. You've been telling me you love it for 15 years. But then in marriage, love means something totally different. If I start to clean the house without her even asking me, that's love.
That is, take out the trash without me asking, that's love.
And even, y'all, check this out. It's funny to say, but acts of love could even mean packing her snacks for work the night before, putting it in a Ziploc bag, putting it on the counter. And that is acts of love. And that's one thing that marriage has taught me when it comes to love, that it's just more than just a feeling, it's a verb. If you love somebody, you do little things that ultimately all together comes off and spells the word love.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's one thing that being married has taught me, is that love has so many different meanings to it. So many different acts that it's more than just a feeling, it's a verb.
It's the little things. It's the little things that count. Like what he said about the whole snack thing. He really does. So if you know me, I need my snack to get through the day, right? But I don't have to ask him to do anything. It's the fact that he just does it because he knows. And he packs my snacks for work. Like, y'all, that is a man. He literally, the night before, I don't know if you guys know this, but we work for the same company, right? So we work together, we live together, we go out together, we do everything together. So he packs my snacks for work the night before we go into the office. I wake up in the morning, I got my little lunchbox and my snacks ready, my water filled, everything. Just so that he doesn't have to have me worry. Just so that I don't have to worry. He makes sure it's taken care of. And like he said, that is love. Just doing something, the little things, it all comes together. It all comes together to be something even bigger, That's something that I love as well.
It's crazy because they don't tell you about this.
No.
Like, every time you think of a marriage, a lot of perspectives that I hear from marriage is there's a lot of more cons than there are pros.
Yeah.
A lot of people say, oh yeah, bro, marriage, your life is gone. You're tied down. You're going to have kids. No one ever talks about the beauty of marriage. That has been one of the coolest experiences to be able to experience, is that it's little things like that. When I thought marriage was like, oh, my wife is going to cook and clean. My wife is going to clean the house. Not saying that she doesn't. But that's how people think of it as marriage. Is, oh, you're going to go and work and she's going to stay at home and cook and clean and she's going to do this and that. In reality, marriage is the same thing as being in a relationship. The only difference now is just that feeling, it turns into a verb of love. And it's just been the coolest thing, y'all. It's really been the most awesomest thing of being married. That's just what some things that it has taught me so far.
He makes sure that not everything is put on me to do. Means we have dishes in the sink. He doesn't expect me to put it away. Food on the counter. Oh, I have to put the food away. No. The house is dirty. He doesn't expect me to clean it up. Marriage is all about both doing that and not expecting each other to take care of something. And not expecting each other to do something. It's not any type of expectation. That's what I would say how marriage should be. You shouldn't expect anything from each other. It's about doing it together, taking care of it together, taking the stress off of whatever that is together.
Right.
And that's how we see things.
Hey, thank you guys so much again for watching today's video. We truly, truly love sharing these experiences with you guys. If you guys want to see more videos like this, be sure to hit that like button down below. Make sure you guys comment and subscribe. And also, y'all, thank you guys so much again for watching the video. But until then, I'm James.
And I'm Jada.
Deuces.
Deuces.